Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar from Introducción. The title of the webinar is Seamless AI Support, Personalizing Engagement with WhatsApp Automation. In this session, we'll explore how businesses can leverage WhatsApp flows, essentially to create seamless, personalized customer experiences within WhatsApp. My name is Nathan, and I'll be guiding you through this exciting topic today. I'm joined by my esteemed colleague, Oswaldo. Thank you for joining us. He's the head of customer success team. Yes, thank you, Oz, for joining us. We'll just give it a moment while we let a few people join.
All right. It's nice to be here, and thank you for the invitation.
No, of course. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, I think we'll just get started then.
All right.
Perfect. Let's dive in. Okay. So just to give you some insight, at Indigital, we specialize in transforming customer interactions. Our platform helps businesses build deeper, more meaningful connections with their audiences. And we achieve this through omnichannel strategies and cutting-edge automation. As the title of the webinar entailed, it's a case of we'll be focusing on WhatsApp flows and how these solutions drive results and actually build longer lasting connections with customers. So firstly, let's start with a brief introduction to Indigital and what sets us apart from our competition. So our platform enables businesses to create uninterrupted omnichannel customer experiences. We also use complex marketing automation with personalized capabilities. I'm not sure if you're familiar, but personalization is one of the driving forces in businesses today, and they're all aiming to push this because they realize the importance of personalization in customer interactions. So here at Indigital, we seamlessly integrate with existing systems. We leverage AI and machine learning for optimization, and we utilize advanced multi-channel analytics. So all of these features and combined empower businesses to deliver exceptional customer experiences, but especially when combined with WhatsApp flows.
Yeah, that's right. And WhatsApp is a curious one because it works both as an outbound channel and as an inbound channel. Before you were talking about creating uninterrupted omni-channel customer journeys, and what do we mean by this? At every stage of the customer journey, we see it from the awareness stage to all the way to the advocacy stage, right? Businesses need to communicate with their clients, and clients, they want to communicate with their favorite businesses as well. In digital, what we bring is we unify, right, all the management of your outbound channels and your inbound channels all under the same roof. So when we talk about WhatsApp, and especially WhatsApp flows, we are creating a space where you can create your templates, personalize your templates or your messages, segment your audience, right? Using the power of AI to leverage this segmentation and to automate these communications, combined with the rest of channels that we offer. So that is how you actually create an omni-channel strategy, by combining the power of these outbound and inbound channels, plus leveraging all with the power that artificial intelligence is giving us, from predictive artificial intelligence all the way to generative artificial intelligence. And what we'll see and we'll talk about today is especially how we use an outbound channel, which is WhatsApp, for the brand to communicate with their customers, right? But in such a unique way, because this, and you'll dive into it in a minute, this dynamic templates, this new form of messaging is really revolutionizing the market. So no more here to add. I'll leave you to dive into what are the WhatsApp flows.
Thank you, Oswaldo. So, as Oswaldo's alluded to, what are WhatsApp flows? Essentially, it's a very powerful tool that lets businesses create personalized experiences directly within WhatsApp. Unlike traditional web links or lengthy sort of conversations, in the name itself, flows, it kind of keeps everything in app, making interactions smoother and more effective. So while many businesses use WhatsApp, they often underutilize its potential. Like I said, sending external links that force the customer to go to another chat or to a browser or to another app. They're usually long, sort of disjointed message threads, and that really frustrates customers. Like I said, and like the title alludes, we want a flowed sort of full experience rather than a broken experience where the customer drops off and you essentially lose the opportunity. But, like I said, this is the beauty of WhatsApp flows. It keeps everything, the whole interaction with the customer, seamless, intuitive, and all within the chat. Let's dive a bit deeper into how that's done.
Yeah, let's go. So WhatsApp solves the challenge, right? And here we can see how it is essentially you receive a message which has a button or a call to action. This button launches the experience, right? So it's almost like having a mini app within WhatsApp itself, right? So it's blending a business initiated message, right? So it can be a marketing campaign, for example, and is integrating the experience of, I can talk about a form, I can talk about a booking for an appointment, I can talk about feedback questionnaires. So why does this matter? This seamless experience of executing an event or doing something within the app itself without having to go to external links. Well, first, companies have seen that this boosts satisfaction, right? Because you get everything you need without leaving WhatsApp. It drives performance. Okay, so it has higher conversions per campaign, right? Which in return has a higher campaign ROI, right?
Yeah.
And it's frictionless. So I'm left with a good experience, and this builds loyalty with the brand, right? Flows turn clunky processes into effortless conversations, and the brands need to be aware that they can start this process by just sending a message.
Yeah.
Retail brands are one of the best examples, and retail banking will show how banking are using this. For example, in this example that we have on the screen, right? This is an insurance company, right? So WhatsApp flows in this case, it's helping turn promotional campaigns into conversion machines, right? So step one, it would be, what is the moment? In what phase of the customer journey are we designing this message or this flow, right? So that is where's the conversion point, right? And what outcome do we need, right? So what are we going to use it for? Events, signups? Are we going to create wait lists? Are we, offering limited offers that you need to leave your data or a form to receive it?
Yeah.
Right. So the second one is we trigger that with sending that template, which initiates the process. Right. And then the third step is, how do we convert? Right. So we identify the outcome and the conversion point. We define the entry point, right? Which is, I need to take my customers to WhatsApp, either by clicking on an ad or I'm sending a proactive message. And then we need to design that flow so it converts, right? So step number 3 would be creating that threat experience. All right. Yeah. And here we have a very, very easy example of a Black Friday. So this is big on retail, e-commerce. So imagine that you receive a message where the business is sending you a promotion, personalized, right? And when you click on that button, you are going to basically go step by step in telling the brand. So we are gathering first party data, right? Yeah. And you're telling the brand, what do I want, right? And then you are turning this experience of, well, I want to buy a mobile phone. I want to buy, with this features or brands. And I want to be, between all my options, this is the short list, right? I'm already giving the client the short list and I'm clicking on that. Then I'm giving, the client all the technical specs and all the pictures, images, all within the same flow. I am not leaving WhatsApp at any point. And after doing all this process, the brand is giving me a direct URL to go and buy the product. There are some countries where, like Brazil and India, some countries have already installed payments through WhatsApp, so you can finalize payment, the shopping experience here. In the rest of the world, we still need to, send the client this link that will take them to the payment process. But if we imagine this compared to the traditional way of sending you a promotion, clicking on an external link that takes me to the web page, and so it's very clunky. It's not seamless at all. And here we have a very good example of how the experience changes.
100%. And it's like you said, it's more personal and it doesn't feel like spam because it's an actual conversation. So yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So yeah, and this is another example, right? So we are turning appointments, which is not a very fun process to begin with, right? Phone calls, emails, or going, in person. We're turning this into a very fun, easy, 1-2 step experience where, without leaving WhatsApp at all, I already have my my goal, which is to have the appointment set. So imagine that you're, a salon and you want to fill last minute openings. Imagine that you're a clinic and you want to reduce no-shows and optimize your scheduling, right? Imagine that you're a car dealership that wants to boost test drives, right? Imagine this flow for you to book a test drive in one of the cars that you want to buy next, right? So it's really all about conversion, and the way of starting this conversation with such a dynamic message is very, very powerful.
100%.
This is another example, an old struggle that we all have. We need to go to Google, we need to look for the restaurant and book it in maps, or download different apps to book or call. Now I go to WhatsApp where I have the conversation with my friends, with my family. I just type the name of the restaurant. I start the conversation. I receive a proactive message like the one in the screen to book my table. I book it without ever leaving WhatsApp. I can already copy and paste this to my friends, to invite them to the dinner. So it's all about the process. It's all about the ease of use and how seamless it is.
100%. Yeah, and with that being said, the main objective is to have a happy customer. Happy customers come back. Unhappy customers tell people of their bad experience. WhatsApp flows kind of helps you listen and act in a sort of feedback survey kind of a way. Especially within surveys, actually, you can get more detailed feedback and understand their process or their feeling in a more systematic way. So how we do go about that is we first set the goal. So we decide what you need to know. Is it a case of you're focusing on product or delivery, or is it a case of service? It depends on your industry as well. And then we would then trigger that survey. So sending a helpful message post-purchase. So you've probably received that email. How was the experience? How did you find it? That would be the next step. And then the third step would be the actual in-chat experience. So what does the customer actually receive at this point? They get, a bunch of buttons to tap rather than communicating. So that way it's a lot easier for you to review that information. They have the option to comment as well. But then there's also the instant, sort of thank you as well. So why do retailers love this? Well, 5 times more the responses than your typical email survey. People feel more inclined to respond. The alerts are real time, so you can see that positive or negative feedback and make amends instantaneously rather than waiting for email responses and waiting till it hits a certain amount, which is the traditional way. So this is a lot more seamless. In addition to that, it's easy to share positive reviews. You can see the reviews there on your screen. Significantly easier to share with customers to say, look, these are the positive reviews that we're having. In addition to that, we can also use it in the case WhatsApp flows for promotions, registrations, in terms of finance and insurance, as an example. So once again, we follow this sort of 3-step journey. The first one being you define the goal. So you start by identifying key conversation points. It varies. Is it a case of, in finance, loan applications, insurance quotes? There's loads of different examples that you could give, but you're really trying to drive sales with pre-qualified leads. The second step would be to launch a kind of click to WhatsApp ads. So they would see a single tap and that would send them straight to WhatsApp. No going from this app to this app and then ending up in WhatsApp is very frictionless. And then the third step is convert into chat. So once the user clicks, Flows completely takes over. It guides them through a structured in-chat experience. Like I said, no redirections at this point. It captures all the details, it schedules all the calls, and it just makes the whole process a lot faster, a lot easier, and the quality of the interactions is a lot higher. Let's look at a few real-world examples of this. So, what's the good example? So, for lead generation, WhatsApp flows at InDigital helps simplify your overall journey. Here's a quick example. So you start with a WhatsApp ad. You then capture the leads directly in the chat, depending on what you're looking for. And then you would quickly qualify leads significantly faster, especially, like we said, in industries like finance and insurance. We've seen exceptional results with this approach.
Yeah. So basically, every stage of the customer journeys, we have at least one use 1 to 2, 3 use cases where it doesn't really matter what vertical your business is in. There is something that we can do with WhatsApp flows to give your customer experience a boost, right? Using the WhatsApp channel. It's I think we can go to the next slide, Nathan. Yeah, and this is I wanted to talk about a little bit on how do we complement it in digital, the power that we have using WhatsApp flows with our chatbots. Now, imagine an experience where you have 24/7 customer support with all the knowledge that it needs to solve customer problems, right? Instantly, and deeply integrated within your systems. And this chatbot and this AI agent is capable of launching and sending the client the initial messages, right? The templates to begin the flows, right? So it's a great complement to integrate within your WhatsApp channel, one of our AI chatbots, right? So again, 24/7 automated support. It handles inquiries instantly. no queues, no wait times, no calls. It goes beyond generic replies, right? It can use customer data to deliver tailored recommendations or to send you tailored templates, right? That start different flows, all within the same chat. And we integrate with your CRM, we integrate with your help desk, we integrate with your ERP in days, right? So, and this synchronization of data, of customer history, of workflows is equipping these AI agents to be a very powerful solution, because it's basically a person / machine that does not rest, that knows everything about your company, that just is prepared and trained to help client, to cut response times, to boost satisfaction, and to turn service cost into revenue, right? Giving the opportunity to upsell, retain customers, all within the same chat, within the same experience. And this is what customers are demanding nowadays.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Indigital actually connects directly into WhatsApp's API. So if you're launching, high impact campaigns at scale, you don't have the manual headaches of trying to do that on bulk. It's, you'll have to hire significantly more people, so it's significantly more time consuming. But you can schedule bulk notifications, so you can actually determine what times are best for certain campaigns, and you can optimize it based on feedback from previous campaigns as well. So if it's a case of someone's birthday, you can send them birthday discounts as an example. And we actually worked with a beauty brand, and we saw that they had a 20% more redemption rate versus email by using WhatsApp flows. So it really does have a significant impact with real life results. So instead of just, sending out bulk messaging and hoping that you're getting a response, you can tailor it specifically to your customers, specifically to your industry as well. And again, we've seen real results. Another example is an airline that we actually worked with very closely. They boosted upsells by 35% by targeting frequent flyers with promo upgrades, rather than just sending, an outbound response to just everyone. By targeting a specific group with a specific messaging, they got a really good result. In addition to that, as Oswaldo mentioned earlier, we actually sync WhatsApp with your Salesforce, HubSpot, or Zendesk. So whichever CRM you're currently using, we can integrate with that as well. And that, in addition, helps with the personalization. The real bonus to this is all interactions will then be logged inside of your CRM. So there's no more leads that are kind of missed. My competitors can't keep up. It's a case of 98% open rates versus 20% for email. There's 5 times more conversion than SMS, which is really impressive. And fully compliant with WhatsApp business API rules. So we're fully compliant on that aspect as well.
Yeah.
So again, with flows, it's a case of it drives value throughout the messaging journey. Let's dive in a bit deeper into the key advantages of integrating for your messaging and marketing campaigns. So the first real point is your return on investment. It's a case of you're putting in value, you're receiving significantly more value by streamlining in-app customer interactions. The friction of moving from different places for the customer is significantly more a more relaxed and frictionless experience, and it actually results in higher conversion rates. In addition to that, in terms of the customer experience as a whole, Flows delivers convenient, personalized experiences, and we've seen that the loyalty aspect increases, general customer satisfaction increases. In addition to that, WhatsApp is actually just a trusted environment. It's the #1 used app in the UK. And as a result of that, significantly more people have WhatsApp and trust WhatsApp as an environment compared to an email, which could be spam, or even SMS, which again could be spam. As a result, all of this leads to better campaign performances. Once customers engage through the click to WhatsApp ads, it's a case of both the user experience and the campaign results are significantly higher than if you were to do an email campaign or an alternative campaign as well.
Yeah. Nathan, how do you feel about jumping straight to I think we had a couple more slides about the messaging characteristics, but I feel that being sensitive on time, and now I see that we have some questions. How do you feel about jumping to the Q&A, straight to the Q&A?
Okay.
And let's answer these questions that we have here. Again, the importance and what we've been talking about is it is an absolute game changer to start sending and using WhatsApp, not only as an inbound channel, but as a tool and as a channel that really helps promote actions within the app itself. Anything from lead generation to feedback to actions that a customer can do within your business, like booking an appointment, but that's just an example, right? It's a game changer again, and we encourage you to dive into this fun WhatsApp world, and we're here to help you navigate through it. And I want to start with the questions that we have here, and this is a very good one because it's how does WhatsApp flows handle sensitive customer data? This question is coming from Spain. I don't know if you want to dive into that, Nathan, or I can answer it.
If you wouldn't mind, Oz, I think
Yeah. So here in Europe, it's data protection. Well, Europe and around the world, and every day more so. Data protection and handling customer data is very sensitive, right? It's very important to do it well. So WhatsApp itself operates with end-to-end encryption, right? So it's the same security level that we have in WhatsApp regular messages. So for industries like healthcare or finance, right? Or here in Europe, we add, we're HIPAA compliant, right? And digital itself is HIPAA compliant and GDPR compliant. So we are helping companies anonymizing user data, right? We're securing CRM integrations, right? So if we are importing or looking for information in sensitive fields within the CRM, right, we're adding a layer of security. And we can always have, two-factor authentications for high-risk actions, right? So even if the flow takes you to, let's imagine a scenario where you're using a bank and they're sending you a template, right, to, let's say, pre-approved loan, right, and you want to execute on top of that. So you would probably install some sort of two-factor authentication for these type of actions.
Yeah, I think that answers that question really well. Thank you. I see another question from an old colleague here. What's the biggest mistake brands make with WhatsApp automation? Treating it like email, 100%. So it's a case of typically they would think of it as sequence 1, email 2, email 3, which is completely different. It's more of a conversation. So we really work with companies and clients to ensure that it's really a flow, and it's really conversational. So we keep flows under 5 steps typically, and we always offer an agent escape hatch. So they're able to to contact if they need anything. The brands that really nail this correctly, they see 3 times as much completion rates, and as you can imagine, typically if you look at your inbox, there's probably loads of emails that you've opened and they sent a second email and you've probably not opened the second email. Whereas when you're having a conversation, when it's more conversational, you're more likely to go a lot longer into the sort of flow there.
Yeah, yeah, nice. I have one more question here, which is very important topic, is how complex is the setup process? Now, if we're starting from scratch, onboarding a new phone number for a company, right? So in digital, we're partnered with Meta, right? So we are a solution provider, and within 48 hours, we can already have your number onboarded on WhatsApp's API, right? So integrate a basic auto reply bot. And now for flows, again, within 48 hours, you can have pre-built templates like the appointment template or the survey template, right? The editor itself is a drag and drop editor, so you don't need a technical team to create the flows. Only if you are going to integrate your flow with any of your software or existing systems like the CRM, that might take a couple extra days, and you will have your own dedicated specialist to hear from in digital to help you. So again, I think it's very important that we send a message of encouragement to the companies out there that are thinking about using WhatsApp or have not tried to use WhatsApp. It's a very easy channel to work with, and the results are, compared to other outbound channels, the results are great.
100%. Sorry, like also, we're a bit conscious of time. So if it's a case that you have additional questions, please feel free to reach out to myself or Oswaldo. We'll make sure that we respond to any additional questions that we see here as well via email. But yeah, we look forward to helping you and assisting you. And thank you very much for joining us today. Really appreciate it.
All right. Thank you very much, Nathan.
Thank you. Take care.
Everyone.